Hey, friendos! Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw Overrun. It is Ask Steve and Larson Day. That's right, it's Friday. We don't want to talk about wrestling anymore, so we're going to answer your questions. We posted a thread on the Patreon, plus I've got a couple questions from the last time, and we'll kick things off with the mailman. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Traditionally, I'd say eye lasers, but that's not really practical.
No, invisibility is the correct answer.
No, flight. No, teleportation.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
How?
What if you get drunk one night and you're like stumbling around outside? And
you talk about like a Ryan Russillo situation where I'm drunk one night and teleport to the wrong house.
Yes. You look at, dude, I'm telling you, you look up at the moon. You look up at the moon.
And it's like, I want to be there. Boof. No, I don't think I'd do that.
Instantly. You break up.
It's a good story for someone to tell, I guess.
Nobody would know. You would just disappear.
No, man, I'm not going to go out drinking by myself. That's sad.
50 years from now, it's too dangerous. One wayward thought. You're looking at the TV. You're sitting there with your fifth gin and tonic for the night, and you're sitting there
it's gin and soda. I only have one if I have any.
You're like, oh, man, what's going on in the world? You turn on PBS, and there's like war-torn Syria, and you're like, man, that'd be... And then you're like, ah!
But then
they start shooting you.
No, they'd go bam, and they'd be gone.
Oh, that'd be terrifying. Oof. No way, man.
No, teleportation. Then I don't have to worry about... next weekend, I got to go down this...
Live half a mile from
But next
here.
weekend, I go down to Southern California. I don't want to get on the plane.
You can't teleport with your family there.
You don't know that.
I can't. I mean, I've never seen that in movies where people are like, okay, you get there and like, you're missing an arm or something. Like half your kid shows up. You're like, oh God, no.
Yeah, that'd be disturbing.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about teleporting the mood, but anyways, next question.
Well, I didn't get to do mine.
You said invisibility. You said that's the correct answer.
Yeah, it's invisibility. Ladies' locker room.
No, see, that's gross.
That is super gross.
That's gross.
Just post up in the bathroom somewhere and just watch people do dookie.
Gross.
That's fucked up.
That's pretty gross.
Why would I do that? Well, yeah. What would I'd go backstage at like wrestling shows and like say,
you'd be the fly on the wall to all these crazy. You go to these meetings and you come back like, I got a scoop, Larson.
I would have so many scoops.
Yeah, we're the most popular wrestling site in the world.
See?
All right, see, that's practical.
That's how you make money.
That's practical.
I'd be like, do an intro, and they'd see a floating phone.
Yeah, there you go.
They're like, oh my God, who just said that? Why is that phone floating right there?
I can't say no to a floating phone. Next.
Oh, the Invisible Man is coming into our meetings. Since you guys, this is the cult of false realities. Since you guys love basketball, would you have become a basketball podcast instead of wrestling? No, it would have been movies.
I feel like Bill Simmons already has that space well occupied. There's plenty of people who know way more about basketball than we do.
I feel like there's just too many.
People know more about
too
wrestling
many guys
than
who are between. There's too many guys between like 30 and 40 who have a podcast about basketball, and it's like, God, really? Do we need another take on that? Although I guess same thing to say about wrestling.
When we did it, there's only like 10.
Yeah, I know.
Started, I should say.
Yeah. No, it'd be movies.
Probably.
It'd be movies.
Not like there's not already plenty of those podcasts around.
No, there's a ton of them. Let's see here. He also asked, what sports or activities would you want your kids to be in when they get older?
Whatever they want to do.
I took Alabama to one of the high school basketball games. She pointed at them and said, I want to do that. And I'm like, awesome. Very cool.
I didn't get my kids in the dance.
Mm-hmm.
They both like to dance.
Yeah.
So give them the dance.
Bama likes to twerk thanks to her older sisters. She thinks that's legitimately dancing. I mean, for a lot of people, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Totally is.
Pretty good at it, too. Let's see here. Samuel Brank.
No, that's a good question.
Samuel Brankowitz. Putting your own beliefs aside, what religion are you most fascinated to just learn more about and understand?
I'm not a terribly religious person, but I find religious history really interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
I mean, for a while in junior college, I was reading about Buddhism quite a bit. I took a class on Islam in college.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a bunch of reading my own about various aspects of early Christian history. It's just an interesting topic.
I've always found like every once in a while, like if I'm in one of those weird, curious moods, I'll start looking up the origins of various things, and like the origins, like how various religions got started, what connections they have to the other religions.
It's always interesting to me. Sorry to interrupt you. The various religious traditions of, for example, Christianity, and how they dovetail to holidays celebrated by the polytheists in the region. You know why Christmas is around the time it is. It's the winter solstice. Yeah, and that was an event. For I guess you'd say the pagans. In that area, so they like the image of the devil was adopted because there was a horned god. That was supposed to like bring forth the harvest, something like that. So no, you can't worship that. That's the devil. That's the evil incarnate. You can't worship that. And I go, oh no, I guess we can't. All right, Jesus, you're good. So like sorry, one more Easter, spring. It's the beginning of spring. Like all the major, or not all, but two major Christian holidays are set around major events of the Earth's movement on its axis and stuff.
Does it move like this?
Kind of does wobble because it moves back and forth on the axis. Plus it spins this way, so it kind of moves like this. That's science. Anyways, like how religious traditions came to be is interesting.
I'm fascinated just like how like the from how man got the idea of deities, and then how that kind of stuff developed. Christianity, how it like went from nothing to something. And
are you familiar with Gnosticism? It's a branch of Christianity.
Sounds familiar.
It's interesting. It's a different take. Completely.
Is it like some sort of fundamentalist type thing? Or
no. It's more. It goes way back. It goes.
That's what I'm like.
It goes way back.
It's I guess purist or traditionalist.
Well, it kind of spread up around the same time. I guess you'd say is traditional, or what is considered Christianity these days. But the beliefs are somewhat different. Like the first Matrix movie, they thought had some Gnostic inspiration because it's like the God in a nutshell. There's supposed to be a deity above the deity as presented in the Bible. That's called, I think, a demiurge. So it's not all good, which is I guess the way you explain good and evil, yada yada yada. Whereas the deity that created all that, including the demiurge, is supposed to be the real God, and that's Jesus came, and Jesus was a representation of the God above the demiurge and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah, it's all interesting stuff, man.
I think it's Ellen. She wrote a book about it. Ellen Piggles, I want to say is her name. So I might be getting some of the details wrong, but it's an interesting read if you're interested in religious history.
Alex C., what is your least favorite twist for the sake of a twist in movies or TV? Wouldn't it be like every M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Lost. Everything after like the second season.
Oh, I thought everything until like the last episode was actually pretty well done from like a sci-fi perspective. Like all the Dharma Initiative stuff, I thought that was really fun. I really dug that stuff. I thought that was just good storytelling. I'm trying to think of like other ones. Oh, like a couple of the Black Mirror episodes are kind of crap.
Oh yeah. Actually, it's kind of a coin flip whether it's good or bad.
Oh, I think it's a bit better than that.
The last season, it was pretty much a coin flip.
The season, I guess it would be considered the last season, where they had like the little, that girl was implanted with the sensor.
Oh, and they had the tablet and stuff.
It was all about helicopter parenting.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was a bad one.
That was terrible.
Really, but then like the black and white one with like the sentient or the robotic AI dogs.
I didn't see that one.
That was terrifying. Because it was just honestly like there was nothing really special about it. It was just really well done, and I think the blunt idea of it, it was probably the most realistic one of all of them because that shit is totally going to happen.
Yeah,
eventually those Boston Dynamic robots aren't going to be struggling to get through a door jam.
No,
they will be like running after us, and it's going to be terrifying.
Yeah. Kenny Omega's hair. Favorite beer and/or mixed drink. Favorite beer is St. Bernardus Abbott 12. And favorite mixed drink. Steve, what's my favorite mixed drink right now? Gin and soda.
Gin and tonic, yeah.
Gin and soda, squeeze a lime.
Favorite beer is probably Boddington's. It's either Boddington's or Guinness if my gut can handle it. Mixed drink, I'm not really into mixed drinks.
Should be. Christopher Ramprasad, what's your favorite comedy film or TV series? Favorite TV series, period, Seinfeld. It's the best TV show ever.
My favorite TV series of all time.
No, comedy. It's got to be a comedy.
My favorite comedy, film or TV series of all time.
Favorite comedy film is probably Dr. Strangelove.
Man, I don't know. I used to have an answer for this too. Favorite comedy. I mean, I've said before, I think on this on Ask Stephen Larson, like most of it, I'm not sure I can watch Ace Ventura 2 more than that one time. But that's the most I've ever laughed in my life. My favorite comedy, film, or TV series. Seinfeld's definitely up there.
Seinfeld's up there, like Prime Simpsons is up there. Arrested Development's up there.
It's hard to watch Arrested Development now.
Yeah, probably.
Like with all that stuff about how Jeffrey Tambor is a big piece of shit.
I know.
You know? And then everybody's like defending him. That was just like that ruined it. All that for me. Have you watched Veep?
I need to watch that.
It's so funny.
I know you mentioned it was really good.
But yeah, nothing really kind of in terms of TV series. I'm not sure anything beats Seinfeld for me.
Yeah, man, it's the best.
Favorite comedy movie though? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, it might be like Anchorman.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Well, boy, I can watch that over and over again. It cracks me up endlessly.
It's me, Kenny T. Would you guys rather be 5 feet tall, 300 pounds, or 7 feet tall, 150 pounds? Would you rather be Dave Mastiff or Eddie Dennis, essentially?
Eddie Dennis, 7 feet, 150 pounds. That's really skinny.
That is really thin.
Like how
that weighs less than me. That's less than me. I'm at 160.
Like how much do you think Eddie Dennis weighs?
They bill him at like 215, but he's probably closer to 190.
And he's not even 7 feet.
No, he's 6'5", so extra 7 inches.
I guess for the sake of, at 5 feet, 300 pounds, you're looking at a heart that's going to explode at any moment.
Yeah, no, it's a 7 foot.
7 foot, 150 pounds though. I mean, you can put on the weight. I mean,
you can put on the weight.
Like if you're saying that's your starting point, if you're stuck like that, then you're gonna have joint problems.
Oh yeah, maybe
150 pounds.
You're gonna be more likely to have joint problems if you're carrying excess weight rather than not enough weight.
150 pounds.
Yeah, no, I know.
You will be brittle.
Well, no, you'll just be thin.
That's machinist. That's machinist, dude. How much do you think the machinist weighs? And he's like 6 feet.
Oh, that's like one. That's probably
like 120.
No, that's probably less than that.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe it's probably like 110, 115. John McCleve, are you guys into certain hip hop music, meaning the music today or back in the 90s or maybe late 80s? If it's good, I'm into it.
Well, I'm a dude to the 80s and 90s. So I'm into that more than I am anything that comes out now. I just can't keep up with it.
It's hard to keep up with. Yeah, I'll agree with that. But there's a lot of good stuff now. There's a lot of good stuff in the 80s and the 90s and early aughts and so on.
Yeah, there's always a lot of good stuff. Kevin Oyer, what is the stupidest thing you've ever done to try and impress a girl, and did it work? I'm pretty sure I threw rocks at girls, like literally when I was a kid. And no, that never worked. What else have I done? One time, this wasn't necessarily to impress a girl. It was done sort of to amuse myself a bit more. I had a photography class at American River, and somebody asked me a question. Like we were in the dark, like in the lab, and it was dark. Somebody asked me a question. I answered in a British accent. It was a girl. She was cute, and she was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I was in a hole. So I just started talking in a British accent, told her about where I was from.
Oh, dear.
And then I never saw her again. I made a point to never see her again. I think it was one of those things where they just like gave you a tour of the lab and then you just go to lab whenever you wanted to.
Yeah. And that was the end of it.
So I did that. I was like, oh, I'm never going to do that again. Learn my lesson there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how far can you take that?
Yeah, you can't take it very far.
You can't have, you can't be, on a date and, in the throes of about to be, and then not break character.
Yeah, you got to keep kayfabe up the rest of your life.
Kayfabe up for the rest of my life. How far can you take that? What if you end up really liking her?
Yeah.
Got to let it go.
Zach asks, if you could have any non-traditional pet as a pet, what would it be?
Like a monkey, but as long as it wasn't the kind that like rip your face off and your genitals off. I'd be cool with a monkey. Like, come here, Bobo.
I don't know.
Starts chewing on my dog's tail.
Like, I don't want a snake or anything like that.
Fuck that. No. Whoa, God. Oh, terrifying.
Or
tarantula. No way.
I mean, they just don't seem
about
very...
a parrot?
No, we had a bird growing up. Like, part of the...
You had a bird? I never know.
Yeah, my brother had a parakeet.
That's dope.
Like, learned a couple words.
Yeah.
But, like, part of the fun of having a pet is, like, part of my favorite thing about having a dog is you can sit on the couch and Zoe will snuggle up next to us and you can pet her and stuff. You can't really cuddle with a bird, you know?
That's true. That's true.
So I don't know. I can't think of any sort of animal that...
Maybe like a little dinosaur.
I mean, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
But they don't exist anymore, Steve.
Sadly.
Jose GGR, what is your favorite national landmark?
God, like in theory, it's the Mount Rushmore.
You ever been there?
When I was a little kid, I don't remember, but we did drive there, or we were driving through there, passed through there, or something. I don't know what the hell we were doing, but my eyes have been laid upon the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
but I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Oh well, wait. What is
there?
National landmark?
I was there a few years ago.
Is the Eiffel Tower a French national landmark?
I would think so.
Maybe that, because I've been there and I remember it.
More so than Big Ben. Buckingham Palace. Those are all national landmarks to England, I would assume, yes?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to say Sutter's Fort.
Sutter's Fort.
I'm joking.
I've never been to the Grand Canyon.
I was when I was little.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Sounds terrifying to me, but I also hear it's breathtaking.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah.
But I just want to dive off it.
So, when I was... this isn't Grand Canyon.
You ever think about that? You ever think like, man, if I ever went to this extreme
Well,
thing.
hold on. I got a story about that. One second.
Shit.
So it wasn't the Grand Canyon, but we were driving back from... I don't know, like 5 or 6 or 7 or something like that, driving back from somewhere in the Midwest. And it was when we were living in Arizona, so we were driving through Utah. So we stopped at some gorge or something to take it in because there's a lot of great scenery in Utah.
Yeah.
And so according to my mom, first thing I did essentially is got out of the car, ran to the edge of this cliff, bent over and looked down.
Yeah, dude. I feel like that's what I would do like as an adult.
And then so one of my parents came up, grabbed me, and pulled me back.
I think that's what Bama would do.
National landmark. So I've been to D.C., been to the mall, and that's all neat.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore's pretty neat.
Yeah, probably Mount Rushmore. I mean, if you think about how crazy, like, impressive Mount Rushmore is.
Detail on those faces is pretty impressive.
I like the idea behind the Statue of Liberty. But, man, the Mount Rushmore, yeah, they all look like the dudes that they're supposed to look like. And then on top of that, everybody uses the Mount Rushmore to say, hey, who are the top of sports,
or the 4 of whatever.
Who's the
top
who's,
4
what's the Mount Rushmore?
Whatever.
Basketball, wrestling, soccer, et cetera, et cetera. Mr. Sinister, if you were to get stuck on an island but can only bring one movie, one song, and one food to eat for the rest of your vive, what would it be? Of your Vita.
One movie, it'd probably be... Gosh, it's a movie I can watch over and over again and not ever get tired of.
It's kind of impossible.
Which would mean either Empire Strikes Back...
You need something with boobies in it.
Wrath of Khan, or Boogie Nights.
You need some fap stuff. Boogie Nights. It'd be Boogie Nights. It'd be Boogie Nights.
One song...
For me, it'd probably be Paranoid Android, because it's like 3, 4, 5 songs all in one.
There's a song from Mastodon called The Last Baron. It's like 12 minutes, and it's like that. It's like 6 songs in one.
Last Baron.
And one food to eat for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Banana blueberry pancakes. Kodiak cakes.
Interesting.
Because they're full of protein, which I would need if I'm stuck on an island. They got some nutrition.
Well, here's the thing, though. You're stuck on a desert island, but... Oh, wait. Oh, it's just an island. Doesn't say desert island.
Well, I guess the assumption is desert island.
Well, no. I mean, islands, do they ever have, are desert islands an actual thing? I don't think, like, it's just sand on an island.
I don't know exactly.
I mean, you're screwed if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know, if you're on an island that's like tropical, then you're good.
Well, maybe. You're better.
Yeah, you're better than if you're just
Anyways,
on
what food are you going to take for the whole time?
pizza, of course.
All right.
Mountain Mike's, probably whatever. What's their meat lovers?
Pikes Peak.
Fucking eat that all day long, dude. All fucking day long.
Samuel Devison, what is your favorite Simpsons episode and your favorite Simpsons character? Mr. Plow is my favorite.
That song again is that name again.
Mr. Plow, yeah, that's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow. The one with all the baseball players, that was good too.
That's a good one.
Ken Griffey Jr. said, "There's a party in my mouth and everybody's invited."
I
think it was Ken Griffey Jr. said
dude,
that.
I don't know. There's so many good episodes.
I know.
Like, I want to say the one where the Simpsons had to go through witness protection.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to ask you a question. I think he's talking to you.
Oh, favorite character might be Lionel Hutz.
Oh, I miss Phil
We
Hartman.
were flipping through
Holy shit,
the channels the other night, and that one episode where he gave all his aliases at the very end was on.
That's a really good one. Or that's a great character.
It's Lionel Hutz.
I'm also a big fan of the other guy that Phil Hartman used to. Remember, he used to do the. You might know me as
Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. We'll answer Donald Seaman's question here. Favorite movie of all time? We've answered this before. It's Clockwork Orange, and
It's probably The Graduate.
Thereth Bada. Hypothetically, if I were to con Hilton out of all his money, how specifically would I do it?
You put like a bowl of mashed potatoes over here, and then he'll go to that bowl, and then you just take the sack of money that he probably carries around, and you do that. It won't be difficult. I'll put it that way. It won't be difficult. Send him an envelope that says, "Hi, if you want to get an autographed baseball card from football card from Walter Payton,
Insert your life savings in here."
Exactly.
The legendary Jason the Cabbie, pre-club soda, yay or nay? I don't get that.
Is there?
I mean, I assume it's given our previous joke about
Is
pre-cum,
there?
yay
Yeah.
or nay.
Is there a club soda equivalent to pre-ketchup or pre-mustard?
I don't think so.
Which is like the worst thing in the world.
I don't think so.
Pre-ketchup and pre-mustard is the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. No. Club soda is just carbonated water, I think.
All right, moving on then.
Just Omega Man, power rank the best superhero, supervillain portrayal in movies. He says Christian Bale's Batman and Heath Ledger's Joker are off limits, so you can't enter those. Oh, then there's Jack Nicholson's Joker. Love that Joker.
Man.
Love that Joker.
Yeah, I'd take Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, Batman Joker, any day of the week.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
They were great.
Love that Joker.
In fact, I think it'd be tops if DC re-explored that freaking
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Could you imagine if they did that universe, like brought Tim Burton back, said, hey, make good movies.
Don't make crap movies anymore,
Don't make crap movies. And then like had whatever the equivalent of that universe's Superman would be, probably like old and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Kinniku Bone Man, are there any movies you guys are super excited for in the 2019?
The Hulk Hogan movie.
Well, it's probably going to be 2020 soon.
They can make that quick, dude. They can make that quick. The Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
The Avengers, probably.
Oh, God. Oh, Endgame. Yeah. Oh, man. Give me that movie.
Devin Nickerson. Other than the U.S. or England, since Steve has lived there, what is your favorite country or country you'd like to visit, or just be? Would you like to visit, or just in general? Oh, just in general, country you like.
I really do want to learn Espanol and visit my mom's country of Paraguay, because I got a lot of family there, and it seems like a culture that I'm not familiar with, and I would love to go see if they have any lucha shows there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do a run-in, Canadian Destroyer.
There you go.
I go over.
It'd be cool to visit Japan.
Oh, man. That'd be great.
I'd love to go to Belgium, just do like a beer tour.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Philly Flexer, Power Rank Top Cartoon. I think we've done this before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marlo Ramirez, given the chance to work with any director on a movie, who would you pick? Yorgos Lanthimos.
You know, he did a Mark Maron episode.
Oh, really?
Recently.
That's cool.
It's funny because, like, on a previous episode, Mark Maron was talking about how he watched a couple of his movies and he was like, "Yeah, I just didn't get it." He said, I think that they're really probably really good. Sometimes you just don't get it. And I think that's what art's supposed to be. You're supposed to try to figure it out. If you don't get it, that's okay. It doesn't mean it's bad."
Yeah.
But then he has him on a show.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Freaking love Mark Maron.
I like Dogtooth quite a bit. Lobster was interesting.
I've seen Dogtooth and I've seen half of Alps.
Oh, I've seen Alps. I couldn't get into Alps as much.
Me neither. That's why I stopped.
I finished it.
I need to watch Lobster.
Yeah, Lobster's weird.
And then I watched the other one.
Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah.
How was that?
I remember enjoying it, but it didn't leave me with anything because I don't remember much about it. But I do remember enjoying it.
I want to watch his new one, The Favorite. It's getting all sorts of Oscar love.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, awards love.
Cool.
I just think he takes chances and does weird, interesting stuff.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Not a whole lot of people do that these days.
Is the dude who did Primer, what was that other movie he did?
Oh, Shane Carruth. Upstream Color?
Yeah, is he doing anything else?
Not that more of. Did you watch Upstream Color?
I did.
I couldn't get into it.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt, and then by the end I was like, all right, I think I get what he's doing. But it didn't grip me like Primer did. Mm-hmm. You know? Sometimes that first movie...
Well, it's like the distillation of every idea they've had over the course of maybe 10 years. And they have that time to... I mean, Upstream Color took forever to make too, but...
I feel like Upstream Color, he was... Sometimes when you don't try... Like, Primer seemed like a movie that was conceptually and idea-wise... He probably just had a great idea and it just flowed out of him, you know, and he was able to make it on the super cheap and he used non-actors and they came off great.
I think it was that for probably Primer, and then something tells me Upstream Color just started as a feeling.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like I really enjoyed, I know you were kind of not huge on this movie, but Another Earth?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that was the kind of movie also that was just really easy to write.
Yeah, it
was like, man, it's not getting into like, oh, how are they solving this problem of having another Earth appear? It was, let's talk about like a normal person who had their life completely changed by this, and let's explore that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I thought it was great. I think it would just seem really easy. It just came to them. Jonathan Williams will end on this. What is your opinion on LeBron James?
Maybe the best.
Oh man, maybe the best.
In terms of he's probably the best athlete to ever play the game. Oh, he is the best athlete to ever play the game of basketball. Mm-hmm. That's different than being the best player, but he's still in the conversation being the best player.
Mount Rushmore of basketball is like LeBron, and then Jordan. It's a bit of an exaggeration, to be honest with you.
He does a lot of great stuff for the community too.
LeBron,
he seems
Jordan, Shaq, and probably
Wilt.
Yeah,
Bill Russell.
Probably. I mean, Bill Russell because he got the most rings.
Magic.
You know, yeah, maybe Magic.
Let me ask you this.
I like that Magic was able to play center and point guard.
I know. He was a well-rounded basketball player.
Yeah.
Most underrated basketball player in your estimation?
I don't know.
I felt like if Jordan hadn't played, then Clyde Drexler would have been... People would have been like, man, this guy was awesome. Or for that matter, Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins was an incredible basketball player.
There were a lot of people overshadowed by Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
But wouldn't they all just cancel each other out?
I don't think so.
Because I think there was a lot of them. A lot of guys like that. You know, what would Scottie Pippen have been had Jordan not really been around?
Oh, who knows?
Talk about underrated, like the fact that he took his guys to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm sorry, to the final.
Eastern Conference Finals. He got beat by the Knicks both years.
Yeah. You know, they lose literally the best player on the planet.
Mm-hmm, maybe ever.
And, you know, Pippen's still able to...
Pippen and Tony Kukoc and Phil Jackson.
I mean, it also just spells, you know, what a great team they had, and Phil Jackson was
yeah. They were a well-rounded team.
They were, but geez, underrated. I don't know, man. Robert Horry might not get the love that he deserves.
Well, he's got like more rings than almost anybody except for Bill Russell. I think he's got a ton of rings.
Smart.
He knows where to sign.
Knows where to go. Exactly. I don't know. That's the thing. I think there was a lot of guys like Pippen, Drexler, Dominique. There's a lot of guys like that. But Jordan was king of them all.
It wasn't just Jordan. I mean, first half of Jordan's career was him, it was Larry, and it was Magic.
Yeah.
And then after Magic retired and Bird couldn't stay healthy, it was Jordan and Barkley and Olajuwon.
You ever read Bill Simmons' take on the impact that Len Bias's death might have had?
I think you've told me about that.
It was in the book. It's fascinating. I mean, he's got such a terrific mind. I don't really pay attention to him now these days, but that book is excellent.
What do you have to say about Len Bias?
It was Len Bias he checked a couple boxes that could have extended the careers of several people. Bird, McHale. There's a big domino effect to his death that could have kept the Celtics winning and winning and winning for another 5 years.
Wow.
That's really interesting to read. A bunch of what ifs. All those what ifs are just amazing. They're so great.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, that's it for us. Stephen Larson. Thanks so much for questions. Next Friday we'll be doing it again. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Bye.